of picks, but Rob Braley at the start, and me and Campbell were mentioning it, bowled with real pace and genuine pace, folks. 8.5 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 34. Graham Pound, well, he bowled well actually. His figures don't do him justice. 9 overs, no maidens, 1 for 41. Darren Gray, steady away. 6 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 21. Kim Rush, 6 overs, no maidens, no wicket for 32. The gopher, Grant Elliott, just the 2 overs, Cambo. 2 overs, no maidens, no wicket for 12.
Yeah, it took a little bit of tap early, and unlike the other day where he had the opportunity to fight back, they decided that this game we needed to make a change, and they did. And, well, who's to argue with the captains?
Absolutely. And then pick of the bowlers with the figures. Craig van der Laan, 9 overs, no maidens, 4 for 51. Greg Hoister, 3 overs, no maidens, no wicket for 9. And the skipper, Gary Green, 1 over, no maidens, the 1 wicket for the 2 runs. So, England out after 44.5 overs, posting a target of 220. Western Australia will require 221 to win when play resumes in about 45 minutes' time. Sakes, it's been a real pleasure.
Thank you,
Hope you enjoyed
Rush.
it. Cambo, brilliant.
Loved it. Thank you very much. Good to be in the commentary box with Cambo after 30 years, and also to make my debut in here with you, Rash. So thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, sir.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Stratford-upon-Avon, where the England Lions have put 220 up on the board for the Western Australians to chase in this second innings. You can see the Ferris wheel there of the so-called Ferris wheel end at Stratford-upon-Avon, and the umpires have just made their way out to the middle, as well as the Australian opening partnership. And making his way towards the commentary position after that fabulous tea break is the one and only Rash Mahmood.
Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon, everybody. Waddling across to the commentary position. I've stuffed my face. What a great tea. Oh, you're still going. Those chicken strips are lovely, by the way. And that's one of the best sausage rolls I've ever had.
Pretty good.
So, welcome back to Stratford, everybody. If you're just joining us, where have you been? England Lions versus the Western Australia Duggites. And the Lions winning the toss, electing to bat. And suffered a couple of early losses. Steve Small and Graham Shaw, 21 for 2 they were. But a good partnership between Anderton and Scott Stratton. And in fairness, even Stevens, you heard Ben's interview with Kevin Watson, those of you who have been with us from the start. I think before the start to play 250, Ben, absolutely. But during the course of the match, ebbs and flows, I think 220 is probably a par score.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, Rash. We thought it would be maybe a bit of a higher score. The Lions boys thought that as well. Heard from Andy Sapey, Kevin Watson as well. But 220 seems to be about right for how the pitch played out. And I think we'll have a really good chase on our hands here with the Western Australians.
So Mike Irwin at the far end. I think it's Rob Gray. I'll get confirmation of that, folks, but I think it's Rob Gray who appears to be at the striker's end. Both umpires in discussion with the England skipper, Jason Corn.
So then it looks like it will be Kevin Watson to open the bowling from the Ferris wheel end. Bowled very, very well last week at Cardiff at St Fagans Cricket Club. I know you were watching on from home, Rash. How impressed were you with Kevin?
Yeah, impressed as always. He's very much a confidence player, is Kev, but when he's on it, he's a very, very difficult bowler to get away. He's got the ability to bring the ball into the right-handers. He's obviously facing Rob Gray, who's a left-hander. But over the last few years, it's been a real pleasure to watch him. Wears his heart on his sleeve. Gives you 100% in everything he does as well. You know, his bowling, his fielding, he's energetic, he's encouraging. And it's great to see him still having the enthusiasm. Obviously a stalwart for the England team over the last couple of years. But still committed to playing cricket at a high level in this Lions team. And it helps massively just bringing the people on, people like Andy Sapey, who's just in front of us, Sapes, going to deep square leg, saying how nice it was when he played last week at St Fagans to get a text from Watto saying congratulations, well done. And it just speaks volumes of the man.
Certainly does. Fantastic guy to speak to, Kevin Watson. Joined us last week on the commentary. Great to speak to him again today. Oh, and it's almost straight back at him at the first ball. We saw that a few times in the first innings, didn't we? A caught and bowled.
We did. Craig van der Laan took an absolute belter off Andy Sapie, but it was a rankful toss from Kevin Watson. Smashed back. Just couldn't hold on. That's a better delivery. And Gray plays it very nicely into the offside and trots through for a single to get the Dugite up and running. And somebody did message me. Dugite, it's not a made-up word. It is actually a venomous snake that's found in Western Australia.
Every day's a school day, Rash.
Owen would be loving that.
He would, wouldn't he?
He'd be absolutely loving that. Bless him. Well, that's nice from Owen. And good fielding there from Mark Eames in the covers. Good cricket all round. A nice shot from Owen, just rocked back. Punched it into the covers and a sprawling stop going to his left by Mark Eames. Doesn't normally field in the covers, Eames. He's normally mid-on or mid-off.
Here's a question I've always had then, Rash. How do you decide where you're best at fielding?
Oh, that's in the air. That should be out. And it is. And Watson strikes early. You see on the replay, very much like dismissal of Mark Eames. Just trying to turn it round the corner as Rob Gray got a leading edge straight up in the air, and Kevin Watson made no mistake.
A good wicket then to start off for the Lions. Gray departs for just 1 off 3. We said about Kevin Watson bowling very well last week, and he started off very well again. Obviously that fuller toss to start off. 2 singles and then a wicket just off the edge of the bat, straight up in the air. And it was comfortable for Kevin, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. He made no mistake. Well, folks, I hope I'm not doing the commentator's curse here, but out to the middle walks the unmistakable figure, number 2 on his back, Greg Hoisted. Now, if he's in the mood, and he's very rarely not in the mood, but if he's in the mood and he's feeling it, we're in for some fireworks. One of the cleanest hitters of a cricket ball I have ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen some good ones. He's a very, very powerful striker. But, being completely neutral here, I hope he does score a few. Make the game entertaining. You'll certainly be entertained when he's out in the middle. But Kevin Watson strikes. In he comes then. Oh, he's beaten with an absolute beauty first off. Oh, yeah. That's moved. You can see Greg on the he's just moving with his hands. That's pitched and left him.
Gorgeous delivery, that one.
I said he has the ability to bring it into the right-handers through the air, but that was off the seam. So his tail will be up. Yeah, that's a good delivery to finish with. Good over from Kevin to start with. Then the wicket of Rob Gray. 2 for 1, Western Australia.
Yeah, the captain, Jason Corn, will be delighted with that start. And he will turn to himself to bowl from the pavilion end. Same opening bowlers that we saw last week at Cardiff as well. He did struggle in his first over last week.
Was it 17?
Something like that.
Yeah,
it was
17.
around that mark, yeah. Then in his next few overs, he did tidy up his line a little bit and bowled much, much better. But that first over was so expensive.
Yeah. You were asking Ben about fielding positions and who's where. I think it happens. Certainly, I can speak from my personal experience. I always used to field at point, just naturally at point or gully area. And as the years progressed, I moved to mid-on and mid-off. But you put your natural athletes in the sort of catching positions, and beaten first up. Irwin looking to play an expansive drive through the offside and beaten as the ball flashes past the outside edge. Yeah, you both athletic fielders in the so-called catching positions, and then those who've got good arms, you normally stick them out on the boundary. Oh, beaten again. Well, that's what Jason Court wants. He wants him to go driving. He'll persist with that. Oh, back this time. Thickish edge. Squirts into the offside. So yeah, I think that's how it naturally evolves. And as time goes on, you may get moved around the field.
Just a question that I always had, because you see people always fielding in the same positions. One I can think of is Ollie Pope was always sort of at that silly sort of point area, wasn't he? And would always field there for England Test team. And I just always wondered how that comes about. So fascinating.
Yeah, as I said, it's weird seeing Mark Eames at his position. Obviously, he's now at well, square leg, near enough. That's a good shot. Very, very good shot from Hoisted. Gets Mark with an absolute belter. And it made a hell of a sound off his bat. Well, not a fade to drive. A straight drive that time.
Good over then from the captain to start off. 5 coming off it. Western Australia 7 for just that 1 wicket.
It's the first time I've seen Mike Irwin, and I don't know if it's his natural style. Then he had a couple of swishes at the first 2 deliveries of that over. I don't know whether that's his natural style or he's been given instructions to try and go out and smack it a bit. Probably get a better indication this over. Hoisted, well, you know exactly what you get with Greg, as that before demonstrated. I managed to grab a word with a couple of the WA boys at half time. They were reasonably happy, I've got to say.
They did incredibly well in the field, didn't they?
Got him. What a delivery that is. And that's definitely a move. Watch it on the replay, folks. Let's look at the line that he's playing. Trying to swish it through mid-wicket, and it's left him. Watson strikes again. The Western Australia Dugouts lose their second wicket. 7 for 2. Irwin out for just a couple. Clean bowled by Kevin Watson.
It's a fantastic start for the Lions. 2 wickets in 3 overs.
And it was a quick delivery as well, Ben. You know, we can see it visually. It was rapid. If we saw Rob Braley bowl an excellent spell from that end, really got some zip off the pitch. And that one was travelling, but Irwin, yeah, just trying to swish it through mid-wicket. I fancy that moved off the seam as well and left him. Looks like the skipper out there. Oh, dear, oh dear. Yes, indeed, Gary Green the Western Australia skipper. Going back to the first delivery. Didn't miss by much. Yeah, shorter this time from Watson, and Green just pushes it out into the leg side, fielded it with wicket, and there's no run. But Western Australian boys have got to dig in here. Can't afford to lose another wicket. Fuller from Watson, and that's a better shot from Green. Orthodox forward defensive.
Another dot ball to finish then for Kevin Watson, and that's a wicket maiden. Just 2 runs for 2 wickets off his 2 overs. And the captain, Jason Corn, will continue then from the pavilion end. But that is just a devastating start for the Lions, isn't it, Rash?
Yeah, on point. Right from, I was going to say ball 1, but ball 1 was a rank full toss. But you know what you get with Kevin. And as I said, if he's feeling it, and he's going to be feeling it because he's seen the ball, you know, zip off the seam. And he can be very, very dangerous. It's a difficult one for Hoisted, this, because he's a naturally aggressive player and likes to get on with it. But in the situation they are, I think just see the next few overs out. You don't have to do anything extravagant. Rebuilding required. The run rate just a shade over 5, so it's not too punishing. Wickets is the main thing. Get through the next 5 or 6 overs without losing a wicket, and then look to establish yourself and start building your score.
End of that second over then from Jason Corn, and it's a maiden. Very, very tidy over from the captain.
Ooh. Edged. Just wringing his hand, his right hand, Gary Green. Well, one of the features and one of the things we like to do, folks, is get the players from both sides into the commentary area. You know, Andy Sapie, earlier on, Somerset's Andy Sapie, speaking to Mark Campbell. I'm delighted to say we've got another Western Australian sidled in alongside us. Rob Sims.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Rob. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really well, thank you.
Tough start for your boys.
Yeah, they've had some challenges, but these boys will stick it out, I think.
And you've been up and down the country, Rob, and playing some very, very good cricket. Just the one defeat, only by 2 runs. I'm not quite sure how you managed to contrive to lose that, but 9 required off the last over, hitting a 6, and then losing 3 wickets. But other than that, it's been an exceptionally good tour.
Yeah, the cricket's been terrific. The boys have played very well when they needed to step up. Yeah, when they needed to step up, they did. They batted well, fielded well, bowled really well as well. So if you're doing all those things right, then the results will come your way.
Absolutely. Well, at the end of this over, Rob, you can tell us about your cricketing adventures in the 60s and whereabouts you're from. There's Watson's in again. And Hoisted just shuffles back. Full face of the bat. Into the offside, and there's no run. Yeah, that ball's definitely nipping about a bit.
It certainly looks like
It does, doesn't it? Well, young Ben is going to take his leave, and congratulations to Ben and to Mix and to Molly. Molly, our vision mixer, Mix on the camera. They've all found out their results of their degrees today. We've all got a 2-1. Many, many congratulations to all 3 of them.
So, Rash, for us Australians, what does a 2-1 mean?
It's their university degree. So I didn't go to university. There's no point asking me. It's a level of a degree. So
It basically means they're smarter than all of us.
Well, I think, Cambo, you'd have a 1-2.
You'd have a 2-2, actually.
Yeah.
You can get a 2-2, a Desmond it's called, for obvious reasons. But, yeah, it's Mark Campbell. Cambo slides in. So your cricketing story then, Rob. You're playing out in Western Australia.
Yep.
How did you get involved with the veterans?
Well, for me, it started about 12 years ago. I got a call from Sterling Hammond about organising a team from Western Australia. We'll just wait for this ball. That just goes through to the keeper. Sterling rang and said, I've organised a over 50s tournament in New South Wales in 4 weeks' time. Is there any chance you might be able to get a team together? So we did that. I rang everyone I knew that was over 50 and got them to ring everyone they knew. We had a team meeting organised and we had 3 people turn up. So we knew we had at least 3 going. So it sort of all grew from there. We had our first tournament. We won 2 games. We lost 2 games. The following year we had 2 teams, and it's just burgeoned from there. There was already 60s, and as some of us have gone through from the 50s into the 60s, and now 65s and 70s.
And you say the tournament in New South Wales. It's not like here. I mean, I travelled down to Stratford from Sheffield. It was 2.25 hours. Western Australia to New South Wales isn't 2.25 hours.
No, it's approximately 3,500 kilometres.
Well, it's only 3 hours if you catch a plane.
Yeah, with the time difference.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty close. But there is a big difference, of course. And we play most of our tournaments away.
Well, that's another delivery that's going to be signalled away, but it just sat up off the length.
Didn't it?
Yeah,
Took off.
Took off. We saw it predominantly from the other end, actually. Steve Small got one that didn't really get up too high, that dismissed him, but Loud appeal from Jason Court, but Oyster's quite well forward, holding the pose. Just reinforce it to the umpire. End of the over then. Good one from Jason Court. 10 for 2.
He bowled very tightly, doesn't he?
Yeah, did he play in the Nottinghamshire game, Rob? I think the one with the 2 trees in the
Yeah. Look, I have to admit to something. I wasn't here for the first 5 or 6 games.
Oh, okay.
Because I come late. I retired from work and had to finish off before I could come on the tour.
Okay.
You know, Rush, the golden watch and the golden handshake and the
All right.
thanks very much for your service, but see you later. That one.
I must have missed the awards.
Well, congratulations, Rob.
I got a box of golf balls.
And is this your first time in the UK?
No, this is our 3rd tour. I've been on each of the tours.
Okay.
But my oldest daughter was a school teacher here for 6 years. So she taught at Bethnal Green for 3 years.
In London, yeah.
Down at Tooting Bec
Tooting
for 3 years. She's now teaching in China.
Goodness me. Yeah, that's nicely played, my green. Just straying a touch, Kevin Watson. That's racing away towards the boundary, and it's going to get there as well. It was a nicely played shot.
Yeah, it was just nicely stroked around the corner, wasn't it?
Yep, recognised the length. Just straying Kevin Watson is just his 2nd bad delivery. 2 wickets, of course.
It's got a very unusual action.
He has, yes. It's very effective for him, though.
Yes.
He sort of bends his run, and then it's a bit wibbly wobbly in his delivery stride, but it certainly works for him.
He's getting well forward when he's playing those.
Yeah, I was mentioning just before you joined us, Rob, it's rebuild time. Don't have to do anything drastic for the next 3 or 4 overs. You get to 10, reassess where you are. It's imperative that you don't lose another wicket, of course.
Yes.
Still a long, long way to go in this.
Well, when we were watching the England innings, I thought you were 30 or so short of probably where you could have been.
Yeah.
Lost a couple of wickets in clumps.
Yeah.
And that got us back in the game a little bit.
Yeah, he certainly did. Kevin Watson was interviewed by Ben at the conclusion of the England innings, and he said exactly that. You know, before the start to play, this pitch, yeah, it's a 250 pitch. You got off to a good start yourselves, reducing England for 21 for 2, and then England came back into it. Then you fought back again. So I think, all things being equal, 250 would have been ideal. 30 runs short of an ideal target, but 220 on this pitch, yeah, ball's still nipping about a bit, and it's doing the odd thing. I think that's a respectable score. It would take some getting.
Yeah, I think for most of us older cricketers, we'll always say runs on board is money in the bank. So I think our boys will have their work cut out for them. But what they have done on this tour so far is built partnerships, and they've worked their way through tough positions. So I'm hopeful that we will do exactly the same again. But it'll be a challenge to do that, particularly with the way that your boys are bowling right now.
So this is the 3rd consecutive year that the WA boys have come over. Are there plans to come over again next year?
I would say yes, because everyone looks forward to it. This is a wonderful place to play cricket at our age. You know, for a lot of us, we never got the chance to go on tours till the veterans competitions come along. So we suddenly got in our 50s and 60s started to represent Western Australia. We'll just watch this ball. He's in, pushed by Hoysted for a single. Yeah, so for a lot of us, we never got that chance until very late in life, and it is just fantastic coming here. The hospitality is amazing. The hosting by the clubs is amazing. In again,
Got it.
it's bowled.
Big swing and a miss from the skipper here on replay, folks. Big hike. Stumps hit. Green gone. Out for 5. Clean bowled by Jason Court. 15 for 3.
Not really what we wanted. But it gives the other boys coming in a chance to build an innings and go on with it from there. So we've got John Spilsbury coming in next. Spills normally goes at about a strike rate of 120, 125.
All right. Okay.
Exceptionally clean hitter of the ball. So I'm hopeful that Spills will play the way he normally does. But he's been around long enough. He knows tough situations to fight through and then wait for it to get a little easier. So I'm sure if he needs to do that, he'll do that. If not, if there's a bad ball, he'll put it away.
I was just going to say, usually over here, though, the weather's nice and mild. It hasn't been very mild lately.
No, it's certainly been warm for the tour. Now the grounds are very hard, super fast. But look, you play in the conditions. You know, our conditions are certainly hotter, but 30 degrees in Perth is a very mild day, whereas 30 degrees here is a tough day.
42 in Donnybrook was unbearable. God, I still have nightmares about that. And that, what do you call I call it a swarm of flies who they got in and amongst me, shall we say, and I got very hot and bothered.
We call them friendly.
They weren't friendly. Horrible creatures they were. I ended up the day before wearing one of those hats with a net on the front, and they got underneath that.
You know why that was, don't you? They picked out the tourist.
Well, Watto had to go on to commentary, Cambo, I'm not kidding. Because this fly would not leave me alone.
Those hats don't actually work. We sell them to tourists.
Yeah,
particularly
you saw me
English, because we know we get an extra few bucks for our economy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's the warmest I've ever played a cricket match in, or been at a cricket match.
40 degrees at Western Suburbs, Rash, you were struggling there too.
I was struggling, yeah.
Until the Fremantle doctor came in, because the Fremantle doctor was making some house calls before then.
Absolutely, gosh, yeah. I remember. Oh, that was welcome, that breeze.
Again,
Ball
balls.
beaten.
Your boys are bowling extremely well. Challenging our guys. So these two will need to duckle down, Hoisted and Spilsbury. Start building and repairing, and then hopefully go on the attack a little bit.
And then launching.
Yeah, it was what Kevin Watson said. You know, put the ball in the right place. Good lines, good length. If you're doing that, it's the drip effect, isn't it? I mean, scoreboard pressure as well. 15 for 3 is not ideal after only 8 overs. But you put it in the right place enough times, you just wear the batsman down. And at some point, Hoisted and Spilsbury are going to have to make a decision. Because going along like this, they're going to get nowhere near. Oh, caught right on cue. Another delivery that fancy just left Greg Hoisted, and a very smart catch. I think that's Graham Shaw at slip. Hoisted out for 5. Caught. I think it's Graham Shaw off the bowling of Kevin Watson, who takes his 3rd wicket.
4 for 15.
Well, Greg Hoisted did get bogged down a little bit, and I think it was a way of trying to get him back on the horse. But 4 for 15. My goodness, Rash, you should be used to scores like this, because that's what England get in their test matches.
It's like a Wednesday score. Sheffield Wednesday 4.
Yeah, Sheffield. They're that for the season. For the season.
We had a tough season last season, yeah. We had a tough season.
Goal difference of 130.
Well, we were deducted points at the start of the season, which did us no good. I think we were the earliest team to be relegated. I think we were relegated in February, and there were still 3 months of the season to go.
Yeah.
But trying times for us Owls fans, but we're a resilient bunch. We'll bounce back.
I don't know why you call it Sheffield Wednesday though. Why pick Wednesday? You could have picked Tuesday, Thursday, or Friday, and it still would have sounded better.
It goes back to the club forming on a Wednesday,
Oh, really?
if memory serves.
300 years ago.
Well, it's one of the founding members of the Football League back in the 1860s.
All right, so let's get back onto the cricket.
Oh no, I just wanted to get
Yeah,
that
ready to
cleared
go.
up with Rash because I knew he's a Sheffield Wednesday fan and I've always wanted to know why they called it Sheffield on a Wednesday.
So this is Watson in again.
Yeah, he's a very good bowler, Kevin Watson, because we had him in the Grey Ashes a couple of years ago and bowled very, very well down at Western Suburbs there. Just bowls within himself. Surprisingly enough, his big idol was Freddie Truman. He comes from Yorkshire. There's a surprise.
And he's into Brearley. Backward defensive shot, back to cover, just a push.
So what's the yourself and Cambo? What's the exposure like for veterans cricket, seniors cricket out in WA? Because when we were out and about, there seemed to be a hell of a lot of knowledge and recognition about what was going on, which surprised us.
Yeah, look, the
Hello.
That just came out of nowhere.
that's what Robbie does, though, isn't it? He's a good striker of the ball. So just to answer your question, Rash, if you went back 15 years, very little was known about veterans cricket. We had an over 60s state representative team, that was it, and that was made up of about 13 players.
Yeah.
So as it sits right now, there's close to a couple of thousand cricketers who are playing in the 40s, 45s, 50s, 55s, 60s, 65s, 70s, and last year was 75s. And we have the women's teams now.
Oh, have some of that.
Straight over the top of point, and that's 4 runs to Brearley.
I know we don't have to get back onto the bus very early, but this game, if it really keeps going here for another 40 minutes, this game could be over real quick.
Well, his first one was a dismissive, call it a swat, off the back foot that went flying over extra cover for 4. That was just smashed over backward point. Oh, this is going to be entertaining. Not so
Well-
much for Mr. Watson.
No, this is the way that Rob plays. When he comes off, he'll score 80 off 40 balls. When he doesn't come off, he'll get 20 off 10. So we hope that he keeps going, of course, for our team.
Well, the troops have gone out to deep extra cover and some boundary riders now.
A bit of an early call, I think. At 4 for 23, I would keep it fairly attacking and try and pick up that 5th wicket.
Absolutely.
Well, see, that was a perfect example because with the man out there at deep extra cover, really didn't have to hit the ball in the air. He could just place it and get a single.
Yeah. So, Rash, I've got a question for you.
Oh dear.
English cricket.
Yes. English, what, senior cricket or English cricket?
English cricket.
Oh dear.
Bazball.
Oh no.
Stokes.
Oh no.
McCallum.
God.
Keys.
Okay, don't. Why are you doing this to me? It's like I'm on the rack.
Those guys over there told me I had to.
This is Japanese water torture,
Oh
Rash.
my goodness me.
I just want to understand how cricket in England got into this position.
It's a very, very good question, Rob. I think after years of mixing and matching, they finally decided on a formula that they wanted to play, and more importantly, they actively pursued players who could fit into that system, and that was the blueprint. We saw it to good effect. I mean, England's tour of Pakistan, where I think they scored 400 and something in a day, it might have been 500. Bazball, it was, yep, this is great. And it continued for a couple of years, but the good teams find you out. If it's the only one way of playing, and that's your indoctrination to it, and never mind the situation it gains, that is how you're going to play, you're going to get found out. And there's always going to be situations that you're not able to do that. And for the English cricket fan, that's the most annoying thing. There's incredibly talented batters who have scored a lot of runs, just not reading situations right because they think that's what they have to do. Now, I don't know whether that comes from the coach, I don't know whether it comes from the chairman, I don't know whether it's talked about by the senior pros in the dressing room, but it's criminal. You are cheating the fans. And I'm sorry if it upsets a few people, but you look at that first test in Perth. Oh, he's gone for a big swing, this Braley. He's missed it completely. Kevin Watson's after it. Wholehearted chase.
A nice little forward push down to deep fine leg.
You look at the first test at Perth. Classic example. Should England have won it? Absolutely they should have won it.
Yes.
Did they win it? No, they didn't. Second test, what a good shot that is. There is a man out in the deep. Oh, well fielded.
There is. Hit down to deep mid-off.
The bottom line for me, Rob, before I take my leave and leave you in the capable hands of Ben, England cricket went on a journey, and it was a fabulous journey. However, that journey started taking some detours, and the detours became more and more and more and more. And now the England cricket team, would you say they're one of the top teams in the world? You probably would after the T20 series against India. But it's papering over a lot of cracks. And I think there's a lot of work to do. I don't know who they're going to get in. I'm pretty amazed Rob Key is still in position, in fairness.
Well, you've got your top two positions that have gone, and the obvious one was Rob Key. You're the man who's oversaw it, so you're the overseer.
Absolutely, because you've sanctioned it.
Absolutely. Look, we can solve all England's cricket problems. You won't win another game. That's our job here in Australia, to do that for you.
Oh, that's very kind, Rob.
Well, they have got the chairman of selectors is an Aussie, and now they're talking about getting an Aussie as a coach as well. So we probably have to do that, Simsy, to be honest.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You've got some very good Australian cricketers and ex-coaches that could step in and do the job. But you've also got some very good global people as well. I don't know that the answer is a Lehman, as I heard the other day, or someone else. I think they need to make the right decision, but they also need to make the right decision that will carry England cricket through.
And speaking of English cricket, did you know Ben Stevens here is not only a journalist, sports journalist graduate, he's also one of Telford's favourite sons. You know he is. He's one of their favourite sons. He's the only person in Telford that anybody knows about, and it's all because of this.
So the other 6 people who live there, Ben, they don't know you.
Nope.
Three of which he's related to. How are you, Ben? Did you get some lunch? Did you get across to get some lunch?
I did, and it was absolutely fabulous, wasn't it?
Mate, we've been having great hospitality from the clubs we've played at for the whole tour, and one of the key to it is the afternoon teas, and the lunches have been fantastic.
Yeah, it's one thing we love coming to these grounds. They're such beautiful places, and we get treated so well as well. It's fabulous, and I'm sure you guys have experienced that on your tour as well.
Ian Woodhall's coming to take up the Cungeon. And, hello. Right out to long off, and just took it on the first bounce.
Well, I think the safety first approach there. Run in, try and take the catch, let it go past for 4, or just make sure there's only a single. Giving them benefit of the doubt.
I think so. I think we give him the benefit of the doubt.
So that was scored by Brearley. We now have Spilsbury on strike. Ben, who's our bowler here?
This is Ian Woodhall. Simsy?
Like a ventriloquist there, Ben.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it? He threw his voice.
You just sound so much like Cambo.
He makes Simsy's ears bleed because he hears me so often.
I won't do what our good friend Owen would do and try and do the accent.
Do the accent?
Yeah, I won't do that.
You know, we Australians, we don't have an accent. Everyone else does.
And besides, you're in England where the accents change within 3 miles.
Don't they?
Yeah.
They do. Yeah.
I've got a mate in Perth who's a Yorkshireman.
Yep.
And I can't understand a word he says. Everyone thinks he's Scottish.
Oh, it's coming out of you.
That's a boundary. That big thud you heard was the ball going over the top of our head. And just missed. Mark, you safe? You okay?
I'm okay. I'm safe. No, I'm safe. I was going to have a drink because it was going to force me to drink, but no, I'm safe.
Well, if any of the boys are over there listening to the broadcast, can you bring a helmet?
Hey, and look at that. No movement whatsoever, so they're not listening. They give us all the questions to ask, but they don't listen to us.
That was a very big 6 by Rob Brearley. He's
Yep.
just picked that up nicely and turned it over backward square leg, and it bounced about 2 metres away from us. I was very quickly trying to get behind Cambo to protect myself.
Because of course I'm a very big target to hide behind.
I didn't want to say anything, Cambo, because I'm a bit bigger.
Well, I've got a good head for radio, so I'm okay with that.
Absolutely you do.
Yep. So at the end of the 11th over, 4 for 35, Western Australia chasing 221 for victory. That the England Lions posted all out for 220 earlier in the day, and that's off 11 overs. So the batsmen out: Irwin for 2, Gray for 1, Hoisted for 5, and Green for 5. And fall of wicket, lost 2 wickets at 15. So 3 for 15, 4 for 15, but the innings just hasn't got any momentum going forward at this stage. For the England bowlers, Watson 5 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 16, fantastic effort. Cornt 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10, and Woodall just started his spell, just the 1 over, no maidens, none for 8.
And we have a change of bowlers. Who's coming on now, Ben?
This is Charles Schofield coming on then from the pavilion end. And what a brilliant bowler he is. Every time I've seen him play, he's taken a good handful of wickets.
So that's put the kiss of death on him then. Commentator's curse. Yeah.
Just strike that ball to backward point.
Well, the keeper thinks
There's an appeal.
The keeper thinks he's either that Spilsbury is either a pirate or Jake the Peg because he's got a wooden leg. He's appealing for LBW.
I was going to say, from our angle, that looked no questions at all. So I was surprised there was an appeal there.
It's a very unusual action from this bowler, Schofield. Yes, I'm right the first time.
Yeah,
Schofield. Yeah.
Yep.
In Australia, would just be known as Scoey.
Pretty much.
We shorten everything.
Or straubs for strawberry fields.
I have no idea what that is about, but that's okay.
Because it's Schofield. And you have strawberry fields forever.
And that's a
Strawberry.
boundary to Spilsbury. Notice how we just glossed over that with you, Mark?
Well, I was getting there.
You lost me. So that's the first blow in anger by Spilsbury. As I was saying to Rash earlier, he normally goes at about between 122 and 144 a ball. He's just a very clean striker.
Another single there, backward of square. It'll take a bit of work to rebalance here, so target 221.
So Ben, do you think in this situation for the Australians, do they bat on runs or do they target overs?
I think the important thing now is not to lose more wickets. I think that's the main thing. You know, you've got to keep the scoreboard ticking over nicely. That run rate's creeping up, almost at 5.5 now, so you're going along at 3.38, so you just want to keep the scoreboard ticking over. I don't think there's a need at the moment. You've still got plenty of overs in hand. There's not a need to take any risks, I'd say, as it currently stands. Oh,
Fantastic effort there by Schofield off his own bowling to take a catch, one-handed dive, just couldn't hang on, and a life for Rob Brearley there.
Yes, he punched the ball back hard, high, straight towards the bowler. He I thought did an excellent job to get a hand to it 4 times before he eventually put it to ground. But what a great effort. We're not spring chickens anymore. We do rely on the ball coming to us pretty cleanly. And that was a great effort by Mr. Schofield to try and pull off that amazing catch.
it's one thing I've noticed in the last few games watching Schofield is he's so good. When the ball comes anywhere near him off his own bowling, he's so quick to get down to it, get a hand to it, and just he prevents so many runs going just straight back at him and saves so many boundaries every single game. He's so athletic to be able to get down that quickly. He is absolutely brilliant.
Well, that's a bowler's trait, Ben, because they hate getting runs and wickets off their own bowling, so they do anything possible to stop them. That's what bowlers do.
As long as he does the same off everyone else's bowling.
True. That's the key to it.
I'm sure he does.
Woodall continues then from the Ferris wheel end. Stopped well there by Mark Eames.
Nice shot from Spilsbury, just didn't beat the field.
Yeah, on an oval like this, that's super quick. If you can get it through the gaps, quite often it's going to go to the boundary. So let's just hope that from our viewpoint, and I have to say that from our viewpoint, that the boys get away a little bit more and can add a few more boundaries in, and suddenly the score starts to take care of itself. Woodall in again. That's gone through. Come out to deep point. Thrown in. And a single to Spilsbury.
So yeah, I know you guys have brought quite a big squad on this tour with you. How do you just kind of decide who kind of plays each game and, you know, ensure that everyone kind of gets a fair amount of game time while you're out here?
I think a lot of it comes down to whoever's left standing. If you've got 14 players left, then you know you can only pick out of that 14. And the squad's been quite healthy through the first few games. A couple of little niggles, but it's been quite healthy. So they've had a good squad to pick from. A couple of us, Mark and myself, joined the tour for the last couple of games. We both come in late. That was always the plan, but that just reinforces, because there are a couple of guys who are a bit sore. They've played 6 of the 7 games. Today, for some of them, it's 7 of 8 games. So, you know, as I said, we're all in our 60s. We're at the exciting time of our cricket careers, getting to come over to a beautiful place like England and play on these picturesque grounds against some really great people. And that's the good part. You meet people while you're here, you catch up with them in Australia. I'm just trying, I can't think of his name, but I met a guy the other day. We've exchanged details. He wants to play some golf when they come to Perth later in the year. So I've said to him I'll organise some games for him, getting him in at my club. And if the team wants to organise a day, then we'll work together to try and make that happen for them. So, yeah, and we're just sitting there talking. He was off the ground, I was off the ground, and it's about the mateships you make. These tours are just wonderful for growing your group of people. So Schofield's pushed around the corner by Spilsbury, just for a single.
Yeah, I know last year when we had the Australians over for the Grey Ashes series, they brought so much of their family with them as well. Have you guys brought much of your families or friends with you?
My wife's with me, and then we've got family over here that we're seeing anyway. So my daughter in Helsted in Essex and my brother in Durham. So we're going to be doing that after the end of the tour. But my wife's here.
Yeah, for me, I'm just here on my own. I used to come across to visit my daughter. I said earlier to Rash, she was a school teacher here for 6 years. So I've got to come to England quite a few times to visit, apart from the cricket tours now. But coming out to places like Stratford-upon-Avon, where we were last year.
That's a fantastic shot. Straight back over the bowler's head. And that's 6 more.
And that's 6 more to Brearley.
And that brings up the West Australian 50. So that's in the 13th.3 overs. So the first milestone down.
They've started to pull it back a little bit, haven't they? You haven't lost a wicket since we lost Gary Green. So the boys are working hard to get that score back up and maintain the wickets.
So this pair have added 23 in 3.3 overs. So starting to get the run rate going a little bit in the right direction.
Well, it looks like the ball might be lost down there. In Australia, Ben, we would give that another 12 runs if the ball's lost. And you've got to get a really old ball that you can't do anything with to replace it.
And of course, you wouldn't go in there because there'd be snakes and duggites and actual duggites that are like snakes. Have you ever been to Australia, Ben?
I've not. I've never actually left the UK.
Okay, so we've got snakes down there that are 35 foot long. And we've got these things called drop bears that only drop on your head when you're a tourist walking underneath.
35 foot long.
Oh, at least. For Ben, they could almost make 50 feet. For everybody else, they're about 6. But because he hasn't been there, they're probably about 50 feet.
No, those drop bears, they're a dangerous animal.
Yes.
Most people think sharks and crocodiles and tiger snakes are the dangerous ones. It's the drop bears.
I tell you what, Rob really is not going to die wondering here, is he? He's going after
he's not.
Everything.
It's what he does, and that's when he's at his best.
Well, he's gone 26 from 16 and Spilsbury's 9 from 19. So as long as Brearley keeps going, or 27 from 17, as long as Brearley keeps going, Spils can just sit back for the time being and just wait.
So Schofield in again. Cut shot out through cover. Brearley's coming back for a second, running to the danger end. Well done.
Good run in between the stumps.
I would have turned that into a hard-fought one, Ben.
a hard-fought one.
Certainly wouldn't have been 2. So that's the end of the over for Schofield. What's his bowling numbers there?
So he's none for 15 off 2 overs. So so we've got some sponsors messages now, Ben.
Yep, so the England over 60s cricket team rely heavily on the goodwill of the players and from the continued support of our sponsors who make all of this happen. So it's a big thank you to our sponsors, Stonehill Sports, Sporter Tours, MV Play, Clean Clad, The Jube and HG Construction for their generous and loyal support. Interest in the England over 60s cricket team is not just limited to the UK. Last year there were 4 million clicks on our social media channels. Our YouTube channel had over 137,000 views, spanning some 14,000 hours of viewing in over 55 countries. So the opportunities for individuals, companies and corporations to gain exposure is there for all to see. Please do get in touch with us for more details on sponsorship and on behalf of the England management team and everyone connected. Thank you for your continuing support.
Well read, Ben. That was fantastic. You've got talent as a sportscaster. Don't you worry about that.
Thank you very much. We've read that script a few times now, so
You should know it by heart then.
we should really.
4 for 53 in the 15th over here. This one's a bit uppish by Brearley, but backward of point, and
he'll
he'll
get
come
back
back
for
for 2. Andy Sapie doing the fielding out there. It's 36 years it's been since I've seen Sapes. 36 years. Unbelievable.
You said he doesn't look any different.
Doesn't look any different. He's a man mountain.
Obviously, your eyesight's deteriorated over those years.
Well, he's got a little bit grey hair like we all do, but he's still the same physique, the same mannerism. Oh,
he looks a very fit man.
He is. Oh, Brearley's missed that, but so did the
I
keeper.
reckon that's going to go for a boundary.
Yeah.
It's either 4 wides or 4 byes, I would think.
Wait for the
4 byes given.
4
sheriff.
byes given.
Well, it doesn't say in the book how. It just says how many, so it doesn't really matter how we get them.
Not at all.
That run rate's ticked up nicely now. Creeped just over 4. Going along very nicely at the moment with these two.
Yeah, they're both very aggressive players. They put you under pressure. You know, when they both walked in, they were under pressure because the score was 4 for 15 when they joined. And there's one more for Brearley, pushed out to point. A little bit of hesitation by Spills, but he got through quite easily in the end.
So just for some comparison, at 15 overs, England were 3 for 93. Just a comparison.
Got a little bit to make up, Cambo.
Yeah, but England sort of ran into a bit of a wall in that between that 25 to 35 over period. That 10 overs was very slow for them.
Yep.
And we were fighting back, so you know that'll make a big difference as the game goes on.
Mm.
Oh, that's a good ball. Very good ball there. So, for example, between the 25th and the 35th over, England took their score from 3 for 126 to 7 for 174. So they slowed down in there as drinks come onto the field. And at 15 overs, Western Australia now 4 for 60, with Brearley not out on 30 off 21, Spilsbury not out 11 on 23.
Yeah, very much a recovery happening. What do you think, Ben? Do we get up from here?
I think so. I think the important thing is to keep this partnership going. You approach the 45 runs now off 41 balls, just shy of half an hour out there now. So it's been good from these two out there at the moment. And I think that's the important thing. Just like I said earlier, keep the runs ticking over at the moment.
Who's we, Ben? Is that England, you being England or WA? Who's we?
We're waiting on the answer, Ben.
Yeah, we are.
We is the Lions, England.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want some more wickets then, and we want to just sit
We want
back
no
and
wickets, more runs.
make more runs. So these two have put on 45
Off 41.
off 41 balls. So,
If you had to listen to Ben, he just went through that before. So
did he?
I'll support you there, Ben. Cambo's off on his own tangent.
And guess what? We might come back, we might not. But we got the warm up, the run rate, Swans Nest Lane national run rate, and the West Australian worm starting to go on an upward trend.
It is, isn't it? It's had a bit of a low there, but is
I'm just looking.
taking a
I'm
big
just
upward
looking
turn.
at this. I'm just looking at this run rate, the red line.
Yep.
That looks like the one where you do your ECG.
Hey, so long there is a little beep in it occasionally, I'll be happy.
Absolutely.
It's when it flatlines that's the worry.
Well, I'm just looking at that with a little flat beat, and I'm thinking that's your ECG.
Oh, you're a harsh man, Cambo.
But the WA run rate is starting to push in the right direction, of course. 1 wicket more than England. But as we know, the West Australian batting lineup is deep. So, well, we know that. The England Lions supporters and the England fans out there probably don't, but we do, that we know it's deep. So, still plenty of cricket left in this game.
And they can trust us. We would only tell the truth here, so
They can trust us. Oh, dear me.
look, well, I'm going to actually leave you now,
Okay.
but I'd like to thank Ben, Rash, and the sponsors and everyone else who puts these shows together. Coverage of veterans cricket, masters cricket, is a great thing. In Australia, we call masters cricket men sheds, because we all get together. We have similar interests, things that we want to do, and it's great for mateship, great for mental health, and great for physical health. So the more we can do this, the better. And I think you had a list of 6 or 8 sponsors there, Ben. I hope when we come back next year there's 12 or 15 of them, and they're giving you the support that we want to get in Australia as well, because it's a growing part of the sport. There's a lot of older players who left the game that are finding their way back through Masters, so we just want to keep it going and keep it happening, and host you guys out in Australia and host other countries out in Australia, same as we get hosted here. So I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me to come on board. You know, you've had to put up with Cambo all day, so my apologies for that. At least we've gone a little bit more upmarket this
I'm
afternoon.
only sitting here. I'm right next to you.
I thought you'd left.
No.
Sorry, Cambo.
I think that might be Ben shortly for Raj to come back in, but I'm still sitting here.
All right, I will sign off.
Rob Sims there. He is the legend of WA Masters cricket, Vets cricket. That is for sure. And he was sincere when he apologised to Ben for putting up with Cambo for all day. And Raj is going to be coming in shortly to help me out, because Raj always gives me the kudos and the self-confidence to keep going, as opposed to my own teammates. You know, it's just the way it works. But back at the cricket, 4 for 60 of 15 overs. Drinks has been taken, and we are almost ready to resume the battle. We don't call it a battle, we call it a game, but we are playing England after all.
Afternoon, Cambo. Now then,
So normalcy will return.
listen, don't be picking on my young Padawan.
Your young Padawan.
My young Padawan Ben.
But he's got more credentials than what we have.
Well, that's true.
We just have the experience. But then again,
University of Life, old boy. That's where we've graduated from.
that's the one university that no one can get to until they get there. To be fair.
Oh, listen. Oh. Wise words. Confucius.
They don't happen very often. So when they do, everybody's got to remember them.
Well, I enjoyed my my stint out there, chatting with a few people.
Yeah.
They're very impressed with the standard. They're also very impressed with this effort from Rob Brearley and John Spilsbury.
Well, this is where we get the initiative. One would hope.
Well,
in
a
this
change.
middle overs.
Change from the pavilion end. Charles Schofield has pulled his 2 overs. A bit surprising to see him taken off. But Lee South, good to see Lee back. His first delivery, right on the money. Nothing Brearley could do but play that back down the pitch, and there's no run.
And they have got 4 men out in the deep now at deep backward square, deep mid-wicket, deep long on and deep long off.
Yeah, the first 15 overs, no more than 3 out in the deep. Overs 16 to 30. You can have your 4 out, and then from then on 5. So those are the restrictions in place for today's game.
Oh, yes. Yes, I think we've both come to the same conclusion. That could have been a miss-stumping, I would suggest.
Thank you, Ivor. Oh, yes.
Really gone down the wicket for all money, but unfortunately, keeper took the ball, but too far away from the stumps to get back.
That's a nice shot, misfielded. That's going to run away towards the boundary. It's just going to get there. Misfielding the covers.
So that's the second life that Brearley's had. 1 on 19 for a difficult caught and bowled chance, and now the stumping.
I was a bit surprised, Cambo,
Yes.
that when WA were reduced to 15 for 3 or whatever.
Well,
it was.
15 for 4 was worse.
We still had people out on the boundary. It was a bit strange.
Well, Brearley came in and hit one over the point in the air, and the captain immediately put a deep point out, which made it go from 4 for 15. Well, 4 for 15 at one stage made it 4 for 26 or something. Thought it was a little bit premature, but he kept the field up. If the batter wanted to go for it over the top,
Well, you say good luck to him.
let him
don't you?
go for another couple of
Yeah.
overs and see what happens.
Yeah, it was just a bit strange. I thought 15 for 4, get everybody in. Challenge the batters to go over the top. If they do, good luck to them.
Well, of course, we saw that where England went defensive early with that shot. And then, of course, they went defensive early last night as well and forgot to play the game and got beat 2-1.
Yeah, they did. Oh, that was a hard watch. That was a really hard watch.
You knew you were in trouble when England decided to go to a 5-4-1 and there was 12 minutes left in the game. It's a bit early to be trying to ice a 1-0 game at that stage.
Yeah, Dan Byrne coming on was the thing for me. Anyway, that's done and dusted. These two are going along very nicely indeed.
Well, Brearley's 35 off 26 and Spilsbury's 11 off 24. So the current run rate is 4.06. The rate required from here on in, 5.38. Anything under 6 is manageable. Yep. And the target 221. So a bit more of this, and Western Australia may be starting to get into the ascendancy. And a run out is not what they need right now. Just quietly.
Well, Ian Woodall is certainly getting that ball to turn. Oh, beaten. Yeah. As you see, Ivor right on point. Replay there, folks. Ooh, it's a good take as
I
well.
tell you what, that's very close.
Great camera work. Great camera work. Well done, everybody.
That's magnificent work from our camera people.
Ooh.
Quick single. Really running to the danger end, knew what he had. I would have thought with the conditions starting to go overcast that the wicket would start to settle down, Rash, in the afternoon. It doesn't seem to have done.
No, it doesn't. It's strange. It's been a strange wicket all day, and no disrespect to the ground staff here who are obviously accommodating us. And
well, of course, it might have something to do with your pitch report.
yeah, well, my pitch, absolute garbage. I'm going to stop doing them, which will please Ivor no end. Absolute rubbish. I think the only one I got right was at Fairburn last year.
Right.
Yeah. A green top, overnight rain, 22 degrees, bit overcast. I says for the first 12, 13 overs, this is going to zip about all over the place. And Mike Palmer, who's here today, Palms, he just ripped through the Aussie top order. As did Mark Wilson, 26 for 6 we had him. 26 for 6.
Off the first 12 overs.
Yeah,
there
it
you
was
go.
good. He bowled a delivery to Graham Pavey. It swung in the air, pitched, and then left him and hit the off stump. It's an absolute belter of a delivery. Good shot. Hit powerfully. Well fielded by Scott Stratton.
So at 26 for 6, you're thinking you're Nostradamus.
Yeah. Well, I was listening to it like a genius, going, all right, lovely.
And what was the final score?
Well, the big O came in. Claude Orlando. He's a good player, Claude. He shouldn't be batting at number 7 or 8. You know, he's absolutely ridiculous. The tax talent in that Aussie team, and then Bill Blair and.
I take it your prediction didn't work then.
Well,
from then on
they got up to 170 something. Yeah, 172 maybe. It was a great fight back. It really was. But the pitch flattened out. At the point I'm making Campbell, it absolutely flattened out. So that first 12, 13 overs, England certainly cashed in.
Yep.
And from then on, you know, the little bit of moisture in the pitch, that dried up and it just became a better pitch to bat on, and the Aussies batted well. But the England boys, they got home to square the series up. One apiece. And a great series it was last summer, going to the final ball at Royal Ascot.
Well, that seems to be, look, from my experience over here, and I haven't been back for a long time, but it seemed to be that the wickets have a bit of juice in them early and then they just flatten out as the day goes on. But we've played on a couple of wickets where, you know, my first 2 games here, where that hasn't happened. They haven't settled down at all.
I think it's the vagaries of English wickets. I mean, there's a massive difference between north and south, and we're in the Midlands here, but we've had no rain. And, you know, limited watering available, and the ground staff do the best that they can. But I think with that lack of sort of moisture and no overnight rain and no dew, what have you, these pitches are playing differently to how they've played 2, 3, 4 years previously.
Yeah, absolutely. And this time of the year, I said to the boys, it's great for batters, bad for bowlers, because the wickets are hard, and the wickets are hard and flat. And the outfields are rock hard. So great for batters, bad for bowlers. But there just doesn't seem to be, that seems to have gone the other direction now, where it's actually maligned for both batters and bowlers.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw it in the first innings, didn't we? We had a couple of deliveries that Rob Burley bowled first off that absolutely shot up. Pacey deliveries, he was certainly putting the effort in, but they shot up. Then you had one that just passed by Graham Shaw's ankles, and a couple of balls that stopped. Mark Eames got one off a length that just reared up. Steve Small got one that didn't get up. Yes, he played back to it, but it just didn't get up at all. So it is strange. It's hard for the players.
Yeah, well, you know, as I say, usually the first half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour, there's a bit of bounce, but a little bit of movement, but the bounce is true, a bit of pace in the wicket, and then it just slows up, flattens out as the day goes on. But this time there hasn't been any of that. As that's a great shot from Spilsbury in front of cover, and that goes for 4 runs. He moves on to 18, and the WA score 4 for 69. Or we might make that 4 for 73. Thank you to our scorer who's just gone and put that on. 4 for 73 off 17.6 or 18 overs. And the WA Duggites in their game against the English Lions are fighting back as hard as they can. 4 for 73 after being 4 for 15. Brearley and Spilsbury have now added 58 in the partnership that has... well, maybe put the game back on an even keel. I still think England got their noses slightly in front at this stage, but another 4 or 5 overs may tell a different story.
Yeah, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. That was a gorgeous shot from Spilsbury, that. Just rocking back and punching it through the offside. Woodall then, he's going to continue. Just tickled round the corner by Brearley. One more to the total. 74 for 4. Yeah, keep ticking over like this. Like your good point that you made, Cambo. The run rate is, 5.48. It's nothing. It's easily manageable. That. It's when you start getting up to 6.5, 7.5. It then becomes a bit more problematic.
Yeah, as long as you keep it under 6.
Yeah.
As a coach, you look at it and say, well, you've got 6 balls and over. Run a ball's gettable at lower level cricket. I know higher level cricket and test matches and all that sort of stuff, they go, no, you should be going at 2 a ball. Yeah. Let's keep it simple. A run a ball, 6 balls and over, and keep it under the rate required of 6, in with a chance.
What a shot that is.
That's landed near the Ferris wheel, I reckon. We have a Ferris wheel here, the Stratford. Apparently it's called the Stratford Eye.
Stratford Eye?
Someone was telling me it was the Stratford Eye. And the way Rob Brearley's batting, he's going to aim for that and hit that over the tree.
Well, very good shot. One bounce into the white picket fence. I think that's the skipper. Looks like JC retrieving the ball. Very, very clean strike. He moves on to 41 from the 32 deliveries he's faced. His 4th 4 to go along with 2 6s.
.41 off 32 now, Brearley.
Oh, he's gone again.
And that's just as big, or if not bigger. They could have gone for 6. No. Interesting.
And JC trudges after the ball again. It went absolutely the same spot. I think it literally bounced in the same spot.
Well, I would have thought, being captain, he would have been on the fence. But, so I thought if it had beaten him, it must be 6. But actually, he was inside the fence by about 10 metres. Might get a replay of that, see where he started.
He was, yeah, he was inside the fence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Brearley moves on to 45 with that blow off 34 deliveries. Spilsbury's on 19, 4 for 83. Starting to get exciting here, Rash.
Yeah, it is. A few more overs of this. I say they. Oh no! Oh,
not out is the call.
Oh, he looked out for all the money. What's happened? Oh, it's hit his ball.
He's missed the ball. He's hit it with his hand. Yep, a let off there for Spilsbury.
So 10 from that Wood all over. Courtesy of 2 very lusty blows from Brearley.
It'll just be interesting to see as it progresses here, Rash, how these missed chances from these 2 are going to be come down in the mix, Brearley's had 2 lies, one at 19, one at 30. He's now 45. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out in this game as this game progresses.
You can maybe pick up on the effects, Mike. Nice, Kevin Watson, wideish mid-wicket. He's trying to G the England boys up. It has gone a touch quiet out there from the exuberance of the first few overs of the innings. It's tossed up by himself. It's nicely played down the ground. It's going to chase for the fielder. I don't think he's going to get there.
No, it was a great shot by Spilsbury. Hit it wide of mid-off. And unfortunately, Andy Sapie couldn't cover it off. And if he's not getting anywhere near it, it must have been hit pretty well.
Yeah, beautifully timed shot. Good use of the feet as well. The thing I liked about that, Campbell, he committed to it. Committed to it straight away.
You got to put your feet up now. You're on 87. Got to put your feet up.
Oh yes. Oh yes. Played out into the offside.
No, we're okay now.
So if people are wondering why, as we have Nelson, don't we? Treble one. Just explain to our listeners who might not know, Campbell, why 87 is an unlucky number for Australia.
Funnily enough, I've never known why. But it's 13 from 100, which is unlucky. So 87, anything with 87 in it for cricket, people have to put your feet up until they get the single or get off the mark or hit a 4 or whatever, but get off 87 as a batsman, as a team score, and parts thereof. So if it's 187, same thing. 287, same thing. That's the rule behind it. And of course, you guys have Nelson. 111, one eye, one arm, and one ambition.
David, the umpire, the ex-Gloucester player, he used to hop around when he was out on the field. He used to hop around on one leg. Oh, shit. Oh, that's tossed up. And there's a man out there. Oh! It's a 6.
It's gone over.
Watch this on the replay, folks.
Had it
straight down his throat. Oh, he steps over, then tries to throw it back in. It's a 6 and a fine 50.
It's Brearley's 50. I'll tell you what, just quietly, he was. I don't think that gentleman will be a good dance partner because he got his feet all jumbled up there at the end.
It certainly wasn't a decent cha. No, very unlucky. Very unlucky. It's straight down his throat.
Brearley's now 51 off 37. We might get you to run through that at the end of this.
Oh, it's just swatted into the deep mid-wicket area. So 10 from the previous over, Campbell. We're up to 12 now with one delivery to come. And I'll let you talk you through that, and I'll take my leave as we welcome back young Ben into the commentary area.
Alrighty ho then. I didn't know that was happening, Ben. I must apologise. I thought I was moving, but Rash decided that he was moving, and it's his world. We're only living in it, and who was I going to argue?
Certainly can't argue with Rash.
So 4 for 95 now for a comparison. England after 20 overs, 3 for 93 after 20. So, yeah, getting a bit closer, Australia. You must be getting excited.
It's a good game.
As a sports journalist, as it goes down and down and down, you can start thinking about your copy, you can start thinking about your headline.
Yep. Not a chance, I don't think, yet. It looked like it was going to be a little bit of a struggle early on with those early wickets, but the game's certainly coming back very even.
Well, England were 3 for 93 off 20, and Australia are 4 for 95 off 20. So one extra wicket, but 2 runs ahead. So be interesting to see what happens here, as they've spread to all parts. At the 20 overs, we've got a deep point, deep extra cover, deep long off, deep long on. So they've spread to all parts and a deep backward square leg. So Brearley's actually counted that there's 5 on the outfield. 5 in the outfield, and as we were told by Rash, that they only can have 4 out. So yeah, 5 out, so they've got to have someone come into the circle. Then again, we're on this side of the square, so the circle from on this side of the ground's not that far away from the boundary, to be fair.
Yeah, it's a much shorter boundary on this side, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's because the square's so big. We're playing on this side of the square. The square's magnificent. But that does give you the issue when you have on one side or the other, you get an uneven advantage. And Shaw's going to take up the cudgels now.
Yeah, was impressed with Graham Shaw last week in Cardiff. Opened the bat in, was very, very good last week against the Dragons and bowled really, really nicely as well.
Seems to generate a little bit of pace from a very economical action, two-step run-up, but it seems to be all shoulder and whips that around pretty quickly.
It's
It's a sky chance. Fielder running in. Oh, put down. Another life for Brearley. Can't see who that is out there. Watson, maybe? Out in the deep. So Brearley now pushes the one out to deep, extra cover for another single. And, well, that's the third life for Brearley in this innings. 55 off 43.
Certainly is. He's got away with a couple there, hasn't he? And the one on the boundary from Charles Schofield, and then I think Steve Small.
Oh, Steve Small, are we?
Think
Okay.
it's Steve Small.
We apologise to Kevin Watson. Please don't send any mail or messages from Yorkshire or that we mucked that one up. Or anything that says this Antipodean should know what he's talking about. It's pretty hard, you know. You only see the players, you know, once every 2 years. It's a very delicate shot from Spilsbury. Just trying to get past. Spilsbury's going to come back for 2. Maybe not. No, he sent Brearley back. So another one to Spilsbury. He moves on to 25. That's off 37 balls. And the score now 4 for 99 off 21 overs. Required rate 5.08. Current run rate 4.71. I tell you what, Ben, if you've got a hot date tonight, I'd be putting the time back because this game's going to get right down to the wire.
It certainly is, isn't it? That required run rate has creeped back down. It was edging slightly closer to 6 earlier on, wasn't it, while I was on my leave, but it's coming back down. It's looking good. I'm liking the more aggressive approach in the last couple of overs. Going for a few more shots now.
Well, I think they're just taking what the bowlers are giving them. I think the bowlings have got a little bit easier to face. The wicket may be settling down a little bit. And when they try and go for the bigger shots, Brearley's making sure those big shots stay hit. And that's the important bit. Don't go halfway. Spilsbury, another beautiful stroke down the ground for another single. Moves up to 26. And there's the 100 up for WA, 4 for 100, and that's come off 21.1 overs. Really, full toss and takes it down backward of square leg and didn't bother running and then decided that he might have to. But it's gone for another 4. So Brearley moves on to 59.
Lovely shot, that one.
Well, loose ball, full toss, down leg, and got what had to happen. Hit the 4. 4 for 104, and that run rate required now has dipped under 5 per over. And a great comeback ball from Selfie there. Beat Brearley on the outside. Keeper was interested momentarily. This time Brearley back onto his stumps and just pushes it back down to short third man for a single. So Ben, the rate required under 5.
It's exactly what was needed for Western Australia. We said earlier, it's important to keep it under 6. Now you've got it back under 5, so it's in a good position at the moment. This game is set up incredibly nicely. 106 for 4 then, and one more ball to come from this Selfie over.
So Selfie none for 30 off 3.5 overs, and 7 off this over so far with 1 ball remaining. Been a bit expensive. Where do they turn to next, Ben? If they need to replace Selfie at this end, what have you seen over the course of the season to suggest? A very quick single taken by Brearley and Spilsbury, well run. And at the end of the 22nd over, 4 for 107. Brearley on 61 off 47. Spilsbury on 27 off 39. Current run rate 4.86. More importantly, the required run rate from here 4.96 to get to that victory target of 221.
Yeah, you ask where do they turn to then from the pavilion end. It's a difficult one. They've got plenty of good options within this team. Simon Anderton's maybe one. Schofield could come back in. Got plenty of options, but when you're getting knocked around the park, it's difficult. And do you have faith in your bowler and continue their spell and hope that maybe something will come, or?
Well, I think you go back to your basics, don't you? You know, sometimes when batters are set, you try and change the bowlers up and back quickly to try and get them not used to the same bowlers. Sometimes if they're not scoring any runs, that bowler's not getting any wickets, you might want to change it up for something different. But, yeah, difficult one. Brearley, 61 off 49. Facing the bowling of Shaw. None for 4 off 1.3 overs, Shaw. And right on that money. Right on the money. We would call that a dollar ball, but we'd probably have to call it a pound ball over here, wouldn't we? Actually, that might be too heavy to play cricket with, a pound ball. Oh, and that's massive. That is into the car park. That is probably hitting a car, and it's bouncing over the fence.
It's close to my car, that one. I was a little bit worried there for a second.
Do you have a car?
I do, yeah.
Can you be honest with me? You're a student for 3 years. So is it your car? Is it the car that you're allowed to drive? Or did your parents buy you a car?
It's my car. I bought it. Saved up for the last few years.
Good job. No, I'm impressed. I like that. That's good. Well, anyway, it nearly hit your car.
It was close. I was worried for a second.
Oh, we found out something else. That because you're saving up for the car, it has been reported to me, Ben, that you have short arms and long pockets. and just happen to know when it's your round at the pub to go home. Now, I'm not saying that. I'm thinking that could be, you know, just pure coincidence. Or a good sense of timing.
Ivor's trying to spill all my secrets here.
Well, he's doing a good job of it.
He is, isn't he?
Oh, Foxing on the boundary, and they take 2. So 8 off this over so far, and Western Australia moved to 4 for 115, requiring another 106 to win off 22.1 overs. So basically the same carbon copy is what they need going forward as what they've already got, Ben.
Yep, going nicely. Some lovely shots being played. A little bit of work maybe needed in the field from the Lions. There's been a few moments where the catches should have been taken, a couple of misfields. So I'm not sure that the captain, Jason Corn, will be particularly pleased at the moment. But Western Australian going along very nicely at a run rate of exactly 5.
So with your best mate giving out secrets, I guess when you get married, his wedding invitations are going to get lost in the mail. They still have mail over here, don't they?
We still have mail. Yeah, might get lost somewhere.
It's better than having a carrier pigeon. Oh, that's the other thing I was going to ask you, Ben. What's happened to the money? Why have they changed the money? I'm looking for these pound coins that used to be thick gold pound coins. And they've got gold around them and silver in the middle. And what's with the £2 coin? What is that going on? Man, I tell you, I got here and I said to my wife, oh, don't worry, I know the money. I've been here 6 times, I know the money. Started getting these coins, I went, what are they? Dear oh dear. You used to have in your pocket way down with the pound coins because they were nice and thick. Now you got £2 coins and these thin things that have got silver in the middle of them. Dear oh dear. Oh yeah, we've got a pub in near where we're staying that's card only as well. It's cardless. Or cashless. No, cashless they say, cashless. Oh, that's big. It's come straight into the car park by Spilsbury. He's starting to get on the act now. And he moves on to 33 off 42. And Western Australia, 4 for 121 in the 23rd over. Look out. Don't go anywhere. Keep watching that stream or whatever device you're watching on, because this game's going right to the wire.
It certainly is. That was a glorious shot once again. Dispatched for 6 with ease.
And I'd be suggesting, Ben, at the next break you move your car because it's a target.
It certainly is, isn't it? It might have to be moved. That's the area they're targeting.
They're going into the car park long, and a lady's driving a Mercedes coming into the car park right now. And it's a Mercedes with a wagon on it. So I've never seen one of those, but anyhow. That could be in danger as well. We should warn them. We're still waiting to find the ball. Brearley's on 69 off 53. Spilsbury 33 off 42. Selfie has the figures none for 37 off 4.3. So another one of the England bowlers that's getting a bit of tap. And this momentum is playing into the English hands. We've got Watson 5 overs, 1 maiden, 3 for 16, so he's got 4 overs left. Jason Cornt 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10, he's got 4 overs left. Woodall 5 overs, no maidens, none for 26, he's got 4 overs left. And then we get to the players that are struggling from a run rate perspective. Schofield 2 overs, no maidens, none for 15, going at 7.5. Selfie 4.3 overs, no maidens, none for 37, going at 8.2. And Shaw 2 overs, no maidens, none for 12 at 6.
Very impressed. I thought that wasn't coming down.
So at this point in time, Ben, do you bring back a Nick Watson who's got 3 wickets, has got a strike over rate of about 2?
I think it might take a little while for Watson to come back in. I wouldn't be surprised to see him coming just... Yeah, maybe looking towards over 30. Maybe then we look to bring him back in. He's not got many overs left, has he?
Well, he's got 4 to bowl. But the first 3 bowlers in the lineup, we may get those bowling figures back up again after this over. The first 3 bowlers in the bowling lineup are the ones that have all got 4 overs left. And by the time they come back, the game might be over, done and dusted. So with 21 overs left, you've got 12 overs from your good bowlers who have got all the wickets and have got the run rate under control. Or do you keep going with your other bowlers who are getting tapped and hope that they hold it together before the game's done and dusted so your best 12 overs come back?
Yeah. Shaw's continuing at the moment. 12 runs off his 2 overs, so continuing with the options that he's got at the moment. But like you say, with 12 overs still to go from your best bowlers so far today.
See, I'd be inclined to bring back maybe a Jason Corn for a couple, just to see what happens. Try to get another wicket.
And just keep that run rate low as well.
So maybe that, maybe, and I don't know the fitness or the health of a Watson. Maybe bring him, and Kevin Watson back for 2 overs, a 2 over burst. Maybe that could be an option.
Certainly could, and then save another 2 for the death if it's needed.
So Shaw now none for 12 off 2.2. Nothing off this over so far after 2 balls. Shaw might turn out and be a godsend here. He might bowl a maiden. And maybe get a wicket.
Oh.
But doesn't. Valor, better part. Made sure the ball didn't go for 4. Didn't want to run in and try and take the catch. But only 1 run off this Shaw over so far. So a good one for the England Lions.
Thought for a second there was a catch on there, but just fell short of the fielder. Just a single. Like I say, Shaw bowling very nicely this over. 1 more to come then.
As the field spread out again.
End of that Shaw over then. That's the end of the 25th. 122 for 4 then. Just 1 run off that over. And we'll have a change in the commentary position once again, as Mark Campbell leaves and Rash Mahmood rejoins.
Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon, everybody. Psychological hurdle overcome by the WA boys. 99 required. Excellent partnership. This between Brayley and Spilsbury. I just heard you two talking about who might replace Lee Self. About Andy Sapey.
Could be a very good option to come on, couldn't he? You'd agree that maybe Selfie needs it to be a change?
Yeah, I think Lee's had a bit of tap. 5 overs at none for 37. With the batters are obviously taking a liking to him, so I'd be surprised if they persevere, but it looks like they are.
I thought for a second Andy Sapey was going to come in. He started walking towards the wickets. Almost looked as if he was going to get ready, and then the skipper sent him out onto the boundary on the far side from us.
Yeah, it was interesting what you and Camber were talking about. Do you bring Watto back for, maybe a couple, stem the flow of runs, get that run rate up? I mean, it's at the moment 4.95 and they're going along at 4.88, so yeah, no issues there. So a couple of overs that get that run rate up towards 6. Yeah, it's a risk reward, but Lee Sosa, he's a competitor, he's a fighter. Yes, he's had some tap, but he's going to persevere. Can he winkle a wicket out? Oh, that's gone high in the air. I fancy that's going to drop short. It just does. Well, he's played a couple like that, Brayley. He's had a couple of lives as well, of course. He moves on to 71 with that single. Yeah, so got a bit quiet out there, Ben, is my observation from the time I spent away from the commentary area.
Yeah, it certainly has, and that's one thing this Lions team is normally so good at, almost geeing each other up in the field, but like you say, it's gone incredibly quiet. Not heard anything from anyone really in the last couple of overs. The Western Australian boys are playing some lovely shots. That required run rate just ticks back over 5. And it'll be another single to end this Selfie over, his 6th of the day. 126 for 4 then is the score. 41 runs coming off Selfie's 6 overs.
Yeah, a better over by him there. Wanted a bit more luck. That second delivery that Brayley hit in the air would have gone straight to Jason Cole, but bounced about 6 to 8 foot in front of him. 126 for 4 then. 95 more runs required. I heard Cambo saying don't go away. It's going to go down to the wire. Wily old foxes, Cambo. I think he might be right. If these two stay out in the middle for the next 10 overs, he's certainly got a chance. But we saw this in the England innings, didn't we, Ben? Australia, the Western Australians on top early doors, England fighting back, then Western Australia fighting back, and England doing well at the end. And it's sort of same old. This innings, England striking early and quickly, 15 for 4. And this partnership, excellent partnership. It's not been without its risks, however. And there is going to be a change, and it is Kevin Watson.
So what do you do here, Ash? Do you use up his 4 overs, or do 2, keep 2 in the bank? Maybe even just keep 1 in the bank, just in case? The life of a captain, eh?
Yeah, well, over the course of the last 10 overs, this pitch certainly looks to be behaving the best it's done all day, in fairness. Watson certainly got some movement off the seam in his first spell. He was now unplayable. The delivery that Greg hoisted out with was an absolute beauty. I was speaking to Greg on my break, and he says he couldn't believe it. He thought he was playing the right line, and he said he just watched it and it seemed away and took the edge, and a good catch by Graham Shaw. Will Watson get the same amount of movement in his second spell? We'll find out. Oh! Got him first ball. Well, I don't know if he got a thickish bottom edge, but right on cue. Kevin Watson takes his 4th wicket. John Spilsbury out for a very well made 35 off 50. Reduces the Western Australian Dugite to 126 for 5. I fancy there was a little bottom edge on that, Ben.
Sounded like there was an edge, didn't it? There was a noise, and then the stumps were broken. That's an important one for the Lions. A good call then to switch to Watson. So important, wasn't it, to break up that partnership? Watson.
So, out in the middle now. GT, Graham Tyso. Fine player. Kept very, very well. Two stumpings for him. Had the pleasure of seeing Graham out in Western Australia a couple of years ago. And earlier this year. The Cricket on Ice Festival at St Moritz, where he was playing for the Tallinn Hippos, who won the championship again, going back to back. Himself and Gary Green in the Tallinn Hippo side. But an excellent batter. But well done, Kevin Watson. Just what England needed. And a good call. Good call by Jason Combe. When it works like that, Ben, he looks a genius of a captain.
He certainly does, doesn't he?
Cambo's trying to take credit for this. It's his wise words that are being transmitted into the ear of the sheriff. It was quick work from Andrew Davies. Really, really quick work. Just listen to his fellow stumper. Now that he's there. Well, I like to see this from the skipper. Obviously with Spilsbury and Braley still out there, however, the fielders are in on the attack. Oh, it's an edge and that's gone. Great catch by Graham Shaw. You no wonder he's smiling. Went very, very quickly to him. Diving away to his right. And Watson strikes again. 126 for 6. Graham Tyso out without scoring. What an inspired change. And the balance swings again into England's favour.
It certainly does. What an over this is turning out to be for Kevin Watson. What a call from the captain. 2 wickets and 2 dot balls off 4 balls so far in this over.
Well, he's brave on 2 fronts. Brave to bring him back because Graham Shaw wasn't particularly doing anything wrong, but bringing all the fielders in, Ben. Bringing them all in.
Yeah, it was a great call, and that's 5 wickets as well for Kevin Watson today.
Yeah, just look at that. Blasted through the top order. Resistance from Spilsbury, of course. And a great partnership with Braley. But he got bowled. And then Graham Tyson, just a couple of deliveries later. I think it's the gopher. Looks like Grant Elliott, that. It's come out. We'll confirm it in a minute, but just look at those figures. 5.4 overs, 1 made, and 5 for 16. I mean, Jason Colt wasn't too shabby. 5 overs, 1 made, and 1 for 10. And Graham Shaw, as I said, did nothing wrong. 3 overs, no made, and no wicket for 13. You could have quite conceivably kept Graham Shaw on. But no. Made the change, and it's paid dividends for England. Oh, full of delivery from Watson to Elliott to start with. Well, suddenly from hearing nothing from the England boys for the last 8 or 9 overs, you can't stop hearing them chapping and chirping and clapping. Oh, he had a swing and a miss that as well. What a great over from Kevin Watson on his return. Double wicket maiden brought England right back into this contest. 27 gone, 126 for 6.
The picture of this match has changed instantly, hasn't it, Rash? From where they were literally an over ago to being in this position. A masterstroke from Jason Corn.
Yeah, you know, I've mentioned in the broadcast, in previous broadcasts, the work that Paul Gelder and Jason Corn do with this line side. It shouldn't be underestimated. Jason's a fine cricketer. He's got a very good cricket brain. You go back to the winter tour in Australia, the game at Benalla where Greg Hoysted, who's playing today, was the last man out off the last delivery to tie the game. But Jason made some tactical changes there in the last few overs that ultimately got England to the tie. He's done it again today. Listen, I've known Graveshot for a long time. He did nothing wrong. 3 overs for 13, absolutely nothing wrong. He could have quite happily kept him on there and made the change at the pavilion end, which is happening now. But he didn't. He brought Kev back on, gets the wicket, but it was the intent. He brought a strike bowler on and all the fielders were in. And that's good captaincy. It's saying to your bowler, listen, I trust you. I trust you. I don't need 4 people out in the deep. Yeah, the fella's there on 72, but he's not facing. Don't need that. Get him in. And he's just worked a treat. A very, very good catch by Graham Shaw. So, Andy Sapie, as I mentioned, he might have been an option. In for his first delivery. Just really tucked into the onside, straight to the man at mid-wicket, and there's no run. So, Western Australia, having dug themselves out of a hole, I've just got a little tootsie or two back in it. One of the joys of cricket or any sport, isn't bad. You can. I was sitting here and off commentary thinking, "Ooh, this is a bit of a stroll for the WA boys." Actually, we looked out of ideas, a few misfields, and there wasn't that bringing the step in the outfield. And a couple of wickets later, like spring chicken, he's got him right on cue. Andy Sapie continue his fine form with the ball, and it's a very dangerous, really, who's gone. A bit of ugly Hoyt trying to smack it into the yew trees at deep mid-wicket. Completely misses. He hits. Another wicket gone. And the first for Andy Sapie. 126 for 7. Really out for a magnificent 72. Really was a fine innings off 64 balls. Oh, it swung England's way, and it swung England's way big time.
It certainly has, Rash. What an important wicket that is for the Lions to get. What a fantastic knock from Brearley. Go round of applause as he walks off the pitch as well at the pavilion. An incredibly important wicket for the Lions to get. He was their danger man, wasn't he?
He certainly was. He batted magnificently well. The WA boys, I think, was it 3 wickets for 2 runs? In the space of an over and a half?
I think so, yeah.
Cambo's making his way back. He's not a happy bunny. But remarkable, I was saying how sport, it just can change on an instant. The whole momentum of the game switched with Kevin Watson being brought back and taking that wicket, and then 2 balls later another one. It's amazing. Amazing to see. Well, England, I would say they're heavy favourites now. What have the Western Australians got? Well, they're tough. We know that. They've showed that on this tour already, facing adversity. Darren Gray, the new man in. Chuckles behind me that Cambo's lurking about. His old mate Andy Sapie with a wicket in his first over. Well, I said he bowled well last week. Ben, you were there. Was it 3 for 19 he took?
I think so, yeah. He bowled very, very nicely. And is going to make himself a strong case to be in this Lions team for a while. He's 2 appearances, 2 very, very good appearances.
Yeah, he was a bit unfortunate in his batting stint. Absolutely smashing the ball back, and Vandelaan making it look very easy. Taking a very good course and bowled. Just a bit short of that time from Sapie, just sat up, and Darren Gray onto it very nicely. Very control shot through the point area for 4. Nice way to get off the mark. 130 for 7.
Wide ball then. And Sapie will have to re-bowl that final ball then. Better end to that over. Sapie 1 wicket for 5 runs. And Western Australian 131 for 7 at the end of the 28th over. And it looks as well that Kevin Watson will continue from the Ferris wheel end.
Yes, and why wouldn't you? 5 for 16. I know he's taken a shed loads of wickets in his time. He's been an excellent bowler for Yorkshire and his club Fairbairn and England. I'm not sure he's bowled a better spell than this. I'll have to ask him at the end of the game.
I'm going to have to interview him again, aren't I?
Oh, he'll love that Watto. Mrs. Watson won't, because she's here today. I've seen Jill earlier on.
He does love coming to talk to us as well, doesn't he, Kevin Watson?
Yeah, he does. He often gets into trouble for what he says, bless him. But yeah, just a great fella. I can't speak highly enough of him. Just a really, really nice fella on and off the cricket pitch. Oh, it's missed by Davies there. That's running away. I think that's going to be 4 byes. I'll just wait for the umpire signal with Shane Boyle. Leg byes. Leg bye signalled. One of the things, one of the features of the England Lions is the amount of people who come to watch. There's a nice crowd here. But one of the boys, Mike Palmer. Worries Mike Palmer. Good to see Palmer's back. I know he's back playing now after his injury. Paul Radich is here as well. Cheshire opener. Unfortunately, Paul can't take his place on the World Cup squad. He had surgery recently. He's been advised by doctors not to travel. But that's the type of thing that happens. The boys, even though they're not playing, they come down and support. It's great to see. Watson then in again, fuller delivery. And Elliott just pushing forward. And there's no run.
Yeah, it's great to see those boys here. And why wouldn't you want to come down when the weather's like this, a glorious ground like this, and we've got a great cricket game on as well. 86 needed to win then, but just 3 wickets in hand. Another good over then from Kevin Watson. Just the 4 leg byes coming from it. Western Australian 135 for 7 then. At the end of the 29th over.
Well, the Lions summer doesn't finish here, Ben, does it? And the 24th next week, they're up to Scotland. Up to Paisley, I believe, to play Scotland. It's the same day as the England senior team, I believe, are playing at Dunmow Cricket Club. However, our very own Mel Hussain. They're playing the England over 50s Lions. And then the Lions finish up on the 29th of July, I believe, at Brentwood Cricket Club, again in Essex, part of the Brentwood Cricket Festival. Well, they'll take on the Dragons again to conclude the international summer for the Lions in the UK. They are off to they're not having a jolly boys outing. They are actually playing cricket in Benidorm in September. And just break off as Sapie moves in again. That's short, laid off the back foot by Gray, straight to the fielder at mid-off, and there's no run. I believe they're playing the Spanish over 50s, and there was suggestion of the Dutch over 50s, but that I don't think that's been confirmed. But 2 games out in Benidorm in September. Oh, beaten. Good delivery. And then I think they're off to the Indian National Championships again. This time, I think it's in Delhi. So lots to look forward to for the Lions. Giving opportunities to a number of players. Oh, just bounced in front of, I think that's Kevin Watson, it is. Very difficult chance. He's chasing it hard though. He just squirted off the outside edge. He was always dipping on him. Half a chance, I think we'll say, Ben. Half a chance, that.
Yeah, I agree. Half a chance. It wasn't an easy chance at all, was it? It would have taken a spectacular catch from Kevin Watson to get that one. And the ball just held up on its way to the boundary. So just the 2 runs off it.
Well, the day he's having, you would have thought he would have pouched that, but it was a really, really good effort. Yeah, just a touch short again from Sapie. I'd just like him to see him pitch it up a bit. Get both Elliott and Gray driving. It's a bit easy for him to just rock back and pop it round the corner. So, the gopher, Grant Elliott. He was teasing me while we were out in Australia about snakes. He knows I absolutely have fear of snakes. Yeah, he crept up behind the commentary area and just went sss. I cannot tell you what I said. Little tinker. Well, it's good to see these boys again. Make a lot of friends in seniors cricket. That's a better delivery, better length, fuller. Well, not driving length. It got Elliott just in 2 minds. Initial movement forward, but then he decided to rock back, and the ball passes the outside of the stump. 30 overs gone. Then we're going to take another drinks break here. 138 for 7. The Western Australia Duggites chasing 221 to win. Well, as you can see, as Ben's put up the 20 over mark, it was even Stevens. I think Cambo mentioned it on commentary. I think there was 1 or 2 runs difference and 1 wicket difference. And then the cluster of blues you can see there. 20, between 25 and 30 overs. 3 wickets lost. And a clear gap now on the worm. As young Ben takes his leave. The scorecard as it is. Well, it's the Kevin Watson show at the moment. Absolutely blasted through the top order. 15 for 4. And Spilsbury and Brearley, very, very good partnership by them. And it was the reintroduction of Kevin Watson. Spilsbury and then Tyso in the space of 4 deliveries that have put the game firmly back in England's court. The men out in the middle at the moment, they go for Grant Elliott, yet to score from the 10 deliveries he's faced, and Darren Gray 7 off 6. And just look at those figures. Magnificent figures for Kevin Watson. 7 overs, 3 maidens, 5 for 16. Backed up by the skipper. 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10. And Andy Safey chipping in as well. Wicket in his first over, 2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 8. And I'm delighted to say that as the drinks interval is carrying on, Mark Campbell has rejoined us in the commentary area. Cambo, you're an oracle. Put my lottery ticket on, would you, old boy?
Yes, I wish I did. I wish I wasn't, to be fair. I thought England might keep... Well, if they'd listened to Ben, they would have kept their bowlers on. They were getting whacked. If they listened to Cambo, they would turn around and say, we might bring Nick Watson back for a couple. Kevin Watson back for a couple, just to see what happens and hopefully get a couple of wickets. Well, they brought him back and he got 2 and triggered a collapse. 5 for 126, 6 for 126, 7 for 126. I think we're going to have to change our bogey number from 87 to 126 by the look of this, Rash. But yeah, 7 for 138 in England's favour, but you can never write off WA, mate, because we'll fight to the very end.
No, absolutely. That's a given. I thought the interesting thing, Campbell, I listened with interest when I was off there, and you did mention it, in all serious, folks, that would you bring Kevin back on for a couple of overs? Can he just slow the run rate down? Can he get a wicket? Pitch sort of was playing better for the batters than it was in his opening spell when it was jagging all over the place. But getting those 2 wickets in 2 overs, and the thing I particularly liked, I don't know if you caught it, was Jason Corn brought everybody in. Yeah. He backed his bowler and said to Kev, right, put it in the spot, I'll get the fielders in, and it worked like a treat. A great catch at slip by Graham Shaw, and it's good captaincy, and when it works like that and you see it, you have to applaud it.
Well, absolutely you do, and well, he had his back against the wall. He had 3 good bowlers and three bowlers that were going. We're never going to say that anyone's poor or bad. All we're saying is that it wasn't their day and they were getting whacked around. So they were getting whacked around. He had 3 bowlers that were on the slots and getting wickets or making it difficult to score, and he basically pulled the trigger and said, you know what, if we keep going and wait, when we can bring these guys back for 12 overs, the game's going to be done. So he pulled the trigger on it, and it's worked a treat for him. So now it's back in England's favour, and Western Australia's still got a bit of batting to come, and we'll have to fight hard here. We've got Earl out there in the middle, who's got a bad wrist as well, so we'll just see what he can do. He can hit the ball very cleanly when he's on, but we'll just see what he can do.
He's quite an imposing figure, isn't he, Darren Gray?
Yeah, AFL, well, played Aussie rules footy.
Did he?
Yeah. At that size, why wouldn't you?
Oh, it's in the air. It's a corn bowl. Excellent effort. Kevin Watson again. Well, just for a minute I thought it was going to go past him. Darren Gray can't believe it. Just to the right of Kevin Watson, who momentarily looked like he wasn't going to make it, but he cut down to his right, held on. He takes his 6th wicket. 138 for 8.
Yes, Watson has been the difference. And as we said, 2 years ago he was playing England. Now he's playing England Lions. I'm not sure what the selectors have done there. But that's an England cricket scenario, and they have enough trouble with their test team rather than trying to pick out their over 60s team. But he was always going to be a difficult proposition on any wicket anywhere in the world at this level. And he's proven that today with 6 for 16 off 7.2 overs.
It's remarkable how many times he takes very, very good catches off his own bowling. He did it in the first one-day international last year against Australia at Littleborough. Miraculous caught and bowled. I'm trying to think who it was who absolutely smashed it back, and he caught it right at his ankles. But for a moment it just looked like it had got past him, and he just had a presence of mind to stop. just reach out to his right and grab the ball.
And the golden bee's in now. Watch out. Vanderland, the golden bee. We've learnt from earlier in the day we can't say that B word.
No, we can't. We can't. Well, he had a fantastic day with the ball, didn't he?
And so we can't say that anymore. It's PC gone mad, but anyhow, there you are. I wonder if we were on Channel 4 or something. Would you be able to do that at 7:30?
Yeah, possibly in the highlights package. Bleep it out. I tell you what, they would cover up. They'd cover up that horrible shot when Mick's turned the camera around onto me and you.
Well, that's a good idea.
That's going to be scare children.
Well, I was amazed actually that he turned it around and we both fit it in. I thought he'd have to have the wide angle lens, especially for me. You not so much because you're still svelte.
Svelte.
But one of us has been in a top paddock for a little bit too long, and I'm blaming my wife because she's a very good cook. But
oh, she said. By the way, I caught up with her at half time. Campbell.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she said she's purchased wisely. She's very happy with her purchases.
Yes, she's purchased wisely. All right. It's just the fact that she's just purchased. As I said, she's the only woman in Australia that got a call. Your credit card hasn't been used enough. Are you okay? It was like when they send people around to do a health check. The police go around and do a health check.
Yeah.
The bank came around to do a health check on her to make sure she was all right because her credit card hadn't been used enough.
She'll be listening to this in the clubhouse, you know.
Oh, she's gone for a pedicure. So that's more money. But, I must admit, she supports everything I do and doesn't have a crack and tries to make sure everything's okay and all that sort of stuff. So, sure, she deserves to have have some quality time. And, of course, it was payday for her in Australia, so she's going, oh, we've got money.
Oh, just short of the fielder. Vanderlaan just short of Lee South. Backwards a point, but another good over. Well, he followed up his double wicket maiden previously. Wicket maiden this time around for Kevin Watson. 8 overs, 6 for 16. Outstanding.
Yep, unbelievable figures. And Sapes is going to bowl again. And I spent 6 months watching him bowl. It was great. It was poetry in motion. I was just going to say, talking about my wife, and she gets payday, so she says, oh, and the funniest thing is, she says to me, so if I put this money away, is that okay? Or if I don't do this with my money, is that okay? And I say, it's your money, love, spend it on you what you want. She goes, okay, then I will, and takes it literally. Then comes back and says, I've got $5 left in my account till payday. Oh, good, okay.
Surely she should be a lady of luxury. I mean, the millions that you're earning, being a legend in Western Australia, Cambo.
Yeah.
She'd be a kept woman, surely.
I'd like to see. Well, she's been in her job in the government for 38 years, and she just loves it. So she just keeps going.
She needs to be retiring. I'll have a word with her.
Well, I'm sure that'll help, Rash. And
I'm sure it won't.
I'm not sure about these millions I'm supposed to have. If you know something I don't, that'd be very handy to know.
Well, while we're still prattling on, there is some cricket going on, folks. And that's,
yeah, there is.
Just tucked around the corner from Elliot straight to Scott Stratton square leg. There was a mix-up between the batters, and Stratton, for some reason, didn't release the ball. I think if he had and thrown it to... well, that's a great shot.
Here it is.
That's a great shot. Beautiful pick-up by the Golden Bee.
Don't say the game is over yet. The Golden Bee's still there. Runs, wickets, catches, the Golden Bee can do it all.
That really was a very, very high-class cricket shot. Minimum amount of effort. The timing was just exquisite as it flew over wide mid-wicket. Slower delivery this time, and that's got the treatment as well. Charles Schofield running round, does the fielding.
Good fielding by Schofield.
Yep.
Right in front of our commentary position. just got there. 8 for 145. The equation now 76 off 79. And you never would bet against the Golden Bee to take us over the line here. Nick Watson must be nearly finished.
Kevin
Watson.
Nick,
You know why I keep calling him Nick Watson? Because we have
no idea.
well, we have an Aussie Rules footballer who plays for the team that I barrack for in Hawthorn, and his name's Nick Watson, and they call him the Wizard. Okay. And Kevin Watson is doing his best Harry Potter impersonation to here today at 6 for 16 off 8.
He's on a Hawthorn. Are they playing the brown and yellow?
Brown,
stripes?
yes.
Good knowledge, Rash.
Rash, well done.
Good.
They're obviously on the Hawthorn bus. I can get you a ticket. That I can get you a ticket for.
Oh, I love watching Aussie Rules. A mental game. They're tough as nails, them boys.
Yeah, well, you should have seen it back in the day. Watson's going to come on and keep bowling. She's 9th. Has the extraordinary figures of 6 for 16 off 8 overs. Absolutely match-winning performance.
Yeah, a couple of maidens in there as well. There's great pictures. You see him walking back to his mark. Oh, he's got another one. Well, that's probably the best out of the lot. Have a look at this, folks. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There's not a lot you can do with that. Reminiscent of his final over at Royal Ascot. And the Grey Ashes last year, where he went bang, bang, wicket, wicket. His 7th wicket. It was quick as well.
Well, it looked like that Gopher went down the Piccadilly line and should have gone down the central, to be honest, because he went down to play it on leg stump and it's hit off. So he missed the underground by that far, and I bet you there's plenty of people watching around the world that have missed the underground by that much as well.
Absolutely. Grant Elliott, the Gopher, out for one. 15 deliveries, very unlike him. But another wicket for Kevin Watson. High-class bowling. Very, very good delivery. It was quick. It was right up there, and by the time Elliott decided what he was going to do, stumps had clattered. 145 for 9. And
the vice-captain for Western Australian Dugotts is Graham Pound, and he's come in at number 11. And number 10, Craig Vanderland, we call him the Golden Bee, is in. We've got 2 slips in the gully. Can we get Nick Watson 8 wickets? English fans would love it. Aussie fans, not so much.
Yeah, field up, last man in. Can he finish on a high? That one just back of a length, and Pound just very orthodox. Back foot defensive shot out into the offside, and there's no run.
He can bat. He just bats himself so low because he bowls. So it's like, well, if I'm getting a game bowling, I'll bat low. But it doesn't matter the result. It's been a very pleasant day. Good day's cricket. Weather's been fantastic. Hospitality has been just as good.
Oh, that's beaten everybody. Wicket keeper slips. It's gone for 4 byes. Umpire Shane Boyle signalling.
Interesting turn of events there. As I said, it doesn't matter how, it just says how many in the scorebook. And right now, Western Australia take them any way we can. Because we still need 72 off 73 balls. Bit of dust flying up there now. Off the wicket, as you just saw in your pictures. We got a bit of more dust coming off these wickets than in Pakistan. We've got some sponsors' messages, Rash.
Yes, I'll try and quickly rattle through. The England 60s are proudly sponsored by Stonehill Sports, Sporter Tours, MV Play, Cleanclad, The Jube and HG Construction. Thank you for your continued, generous and loyal support. On behalf of the England management team and everyone connected in and around the team, please, if you do want to sponsor the England team, get in touch with us and we'd be more than happy to point you in the right direction.
That's fantastic. We've got a dust bulk happening here. Rash? Every time the ball hits a wicket now, the dust is coming up. You never see that normally.
No, you don't. It's a symptom of the dry weather. I mean, the pitch was absolutely rock hard when I went out there first thing. Obviously, 2 innings on it. It's going to rough up a touch and that's off the outside edge. Straight to Kevin Watson, backward point, and there's no run. Or
you're looking at the wrong wicket. Maybe you're looking at the one they prepared for later on.
Actually, that's a fair point.
Just because it had the bails there and the stumps, it doesn't mean it was the right one you were looking at.
Yes, I never considered that.
They went, hang on a minute, we'll get Rash out here.
We'll make him look a jackass. We'll make him look a jackass.
Well, you had the jacket, you had the bowl of fruit on, the old suit, and gone out there, done the camera facing, and they probably said, what we'll do is we'll get him to do the pitch report, and then we'll make him look like a pillock, and we'll change the wicket.
Yeah, we're past him. It's not the first time I've been wrong. But I was, yeah.
Oh, that could have been a nick.
Yeah, it sounded edgy.
Woody. Oh no, because the keeper took the bails off simultaneous. But if he connects it, we could be in trouble there. Oh, I've seen that one many a time. That's the change up. I picked that from here.
This is good over from Sapey. 4 overs, 1 for 15. Good return from him.
Look, he's just waltzed into the commentary box. By the way,
GT.
Yeah, you better get him a chair. He's done a lot of work today. And he's getting older. This is my liege, Rash. Whatever he says, I agree with him.
How you doing, GT?
Yeah, doing very well. I might settle in for another, probably half an hour here till we get over the line.
In the face of everything else, blind optimism will get you there.
Yeah, I'm forever hopeful. Right?
It's worked for England cricket for 30 years.
Good to see you. Good to see you, Greg.
No, very happy to be here. It's been a lovely day. If we don't happen to get across the line, the really sad part is I owe Paul Bradley a beer.
Oh, don't you worry about that. He hasn't put his hand in his wallet since 1972. I have it on good authority.
Look at that, the straight man's doing the gags now.
He's going to kill me. I'm hiding my phone because I'll be on it straight away. Mrs. Bradley will be laughing though. She'll be nodding her head in Malta.
She'll be turning around. She'll be turning around saying, "See, and that's why we've got so much money now."
So, Charles Schofield from the Ferris wheel end after the completion of Kevin Watson's magnificent spell. You were just saying, Graham, while you were with the lads, your boys were in the ascendancy and England had to do something. You know, Rob and John were batting really, really well. basically taken the game away from England at that point.
Yeah, and then the captain brought back the up-and-comer.
Yeah. Brave when it works, you look like a genius. But the good thing that we were saying is he backed Kevin and put the fielders in close, and it paid dividends. But
yeah.
I mean, you've been in those positions before. What goes through your mind? Because you make the breakthrough early doors, 15 for 4, and then suddenly 120 something for 4. You think, oh dear.
Yeah, it's a position where the captain's just got to make a decision, and there's that
Straight
could
down
be
his
the
throat.
game.
Oh, it's a good catch as well. Out in the deep there. So the Western Australia innings comes to a close. 150 all out, chasing 221. It was sat from 15 for 4 up to 126 for 4. But the return of Kevin Watson put paid to that. GT, all things being said, I know we're going to try and grab a word with Kev, but listen, it's the middle of a gruelling tour for you, and then you've got to stop over in Malta for a couple of games, but it's been a good game of cricket. Your boys showed a lot of fight, a lot of determination in that England innings.
Yeah, very proud of the two boys that put their head down and had made a real game of it. We were obviously in a whole lot of trouble at 4 for 15 with our 4 best bats back in the shed.
But they stuck at it, and
They did, yes. Unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of support from the tail end either, me included.
I don't know. You look good when you walked out there. You look good when you walked back. It's just that you didn't have time to get a sweat up in the middle.
Yeah, thanks, Camber.
Yeah, you can all rely on him, can't you?
I was giving you a compliment. You look great walking out there.
Yeah.
Camo, can you work the machine?
Oh, can I work the
use
machine?
Use the mouse.
Probably not.
And if you get on to batting, bring the card up and then do bowling.
Batting.
On the right-hand side.
Right-hand side.
Just excuse us, folks. It's like...
Yeah, it's modern technology. We're in a world of hurt. Just quietly.
Try and get you the cards up. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me get the cards up, Cambo, and you can talk through them.
We'll play musical chairs, and we'll just... While Rash is doing that, GT and I'll have a chat like we've had a chat for the last 12 months. We're always having a chat. But it's been a great tour, and I know this was your jewel in the crown, and we're still 7-2.
Yep, 7-2 at this stage. That would have been the icing on the cake. But we'll move on tomorrow, and we've got another game in Oxford. But this was a great game of cricket. Very important that we have these games, and we push ourselves, and we give the English Lions someone to play up against.
Yeah, well, that's true. And we'll just go through the cards. So, Western Australia, Gray was caught and bowled Kevin Watson for 1. Irwin bowled Watson for 2. Hoisted caught Shaw, bowled Watson for 5. At that stage, the West Australians were 3 for 15, and it got worse because Gary Green was next to go. He was bowled by Jason Cornt for 5. That made it 4 for 15. And then a great partnership between John Spilsbury and Rob Brearley. Spilsbury was bowled by Watson for 35, but him and Spilsbury and Brearley put on a partnership of 111, and that score when Spilsbury was out was 5 for 126. Brearley was bowled Sapie. Brearley bowled Sapie for 72, and we've got another interview with Ben over there. We're just having a wait for that.
Thank you very much, guys, and I'm delighted to be joined once again by Kevin Watson. I didn't think you'd be stood here again, did you?
I didn't think so, but these things happen now and again, so cheers, Ben, thanks.
You've just taken 7 wickets with the 3 lines on your shirt. That must be a special feeling.
It's even more special as it beats Mike Palmer's record for the Lions, so that will go down well. I think I said to you at tea time, if if you get the ball in the right areas, that's what we've done as a team, and obviously it's paid off. You know, Braley, and I apologise, I forget the other guy's name who put the partnership on, did really well, and obviously had us under cosh, but we just changed things up, got some wickets, and you know, thankfully we come good. So.
Did the captain say anything to you before he brought you on for that second spell?
No, he just said he was going to change it up, and you know, the idea was obviously try and get one of those two out, which we managed to do quickly, and then that, you know, that changed the game. Then we knew we were in control. So good performance, good all-round performance.
Well done today, Kevin. That was a brilliant performance by Kevin Watson, and I'll hand back to Rash Mahmood and Mark Campbell to sign off from today.
Oh, there we are. We're coming back.
Super stuff. Yeah, we're just going to go through the rest of the card, Cambo, and tidy things up.
Sure. So Brearley was out, bowled Sapie for 72. At that stage, the score was 7 for 126. Graham Tyso, who's just leaving us as we speak, was Courtshaw, bowled Watson for no score, 6 for 126. As I said, Brearley bowled by Sapie for 72, made it 7 for 126. Darren Gray came out to bat under a bit of a injury cloud with a suspected cracked bone in his wrist. He was caught and bowled Watson for 7, 8 for 138. The gopher, Grant Elliott, was then bowled Watson for 1, 9 for 145. And the last batsman out, Craig Vanderland, caught in the deep by Steve Small off the bowling of Schofield for 6. All out 150. Graham Pound remained not out on 1. And the bowling figures, well, none better than Kevin Watson, 9 overs, 5 maidens, 7 for 16. Let me read those again slowly. 9, because my accent, you might not be able to understand my accent being from Australia. But 9 overs, 5 maidens, 7 for 16 at a run per over rate of 1.78. Absolutely magnificent. Jason Caunt, 5 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 10. Woodall, 5 overs, no maidens, none for 26. Schofield, 2.2 overs, no maidens, 1 for 16. Selfie, 6 overs, no maidens, none for 41. Shaw, 3 overs, no maidens, none for 13. And Andy Sapie, my mate from Halstead days back in 1990. Now we're a little bit further advanced than that. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 15, and only his second game for the English Lions team.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, Cambo. Well, it's been a fabulous day here, folks, and pleasure to be alongside Mark again. Halfway through your tour, you've got other matches coming up against Oxfordshire and various other people. Listen, we wish you well. Have a great rest of the tour, Mark. Are you going on the Malta leg?
No, I'm not. I'll be heading up to, when they go to Malta, I'm heading up to Durham to see my brother.
Lovely old job. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure having you along here, Cambo. Thank you ever so much. We've seen a very interesting game of cricket, ebbed and flowed all day. In the end, England coming out on top, winning by 71 runs in the end. My thanks to Cambo, of course. My thanks to Ben. My thanks to Ivor, Mix on the camera, and Mal, well done, Molly, our vision mixer director for the day. The Lions are back in action, as I said, up in Scotland on the 24th of July. Unfortunately, that match isn't streamed. They will be back in action at Brentwood on the 29th of July, a match that will be streamed. And it's the last run out for the boys for the summer. So please, if you're in the Brentwood area, please do attend that on the 29th. But for me, Rash Mahmood, on behalf of Mark Campbell and everybody connected with the England setup, it's goodbye from Stratford.